Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's kickoff webinar for Canoe Base Summer Resident Camp. My name is Greg Zidane. I'm the camp director and camping director with Canoe Base, and I look forward to working with you guys this summer. And as we get closer, I believe we've got a video to kick off tonight's webinar. Chris, if it's ready to go, take it away.
No video, Greg.
Okay, I guess I'm mistaken. Well, I guess next slide then. All right, as I introduce myself, I'm Greg Zidane, camp director. We are going to be joined tonight by Linda Wallner, our business manager, to talk about payments and all the fun business manager things that go along with running the camp. Unfortunately, Dan was not able to join us tonight. He had something come up, but I believe David's getting in to help us with the chat in the background. So without any further ado, let's move into the agenda on the next slide, and then we are going to hear a little bit from Linda. As I mentioned tonight, we want to start off getting payment schedule and everything kind of nailed down and get everybody ready to go and on pace to get ready for camp. We are going to talk about the parent portal, which is a feature through our Black Pug registration system. If you're not familiar with it, get ready to learn all the great things about the parent portal. And then we'll be moving into some of our facility and program highlights and some of the things that make Canoe Base a unique and special program compared to some of our other camps. Without any further ado, nope, we got one more slide, sorry. Little housekeeping items for tonight. If you're not familiar with our webinar platform, all the attendees are in listen only mode. So you guys are all muted and will not be able to unmute yourselves. We do have a chat feature. We encourage you guys to use it to ask questions or communicate with our panelists, and we'll be able to either answer you live or in the chat. We are recording this webinar so you can share it with other members from your unit or anybody that couldn't be with us, and the recording and the slideshow will be made available in the very near future. Now, we are happy to introduce our business manager, Miss Linda Wallner, coming back. Linda's going to talk to you a little bit about upcoming payments and scholarships and all sorts of other cool stuff. So take it away, Linda.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, first of all, I'm going to talk about the payments. Your first payment is due now. It should be in by February 1st, and it's going to be $50 per scout and per adult. The second payment, another $50, is due by March 1st. That one is going to be $50 per youth. The third one is another $50 per youth, and that's by April 1st, and that'll be $125. The final payment will be the $125 per youth and the $110 per adult, per full-time adult. That's due by May 1st. Anyone that is not paid by May 1st is going to incur a $50 late fee. So after May 1st, the payment will go up to $400. So please keep that in mind to make sure that you get your payments in on time. Now, if you miss the first payment of $50, when you go in after February 1st, you'll be paying $100 per scout, and then the $50 per adult. So it'll catch you up with each payment, and I don't believe you can pay anything less than the amount that's due at that time. And it makes it easier to pay it in the increments so you're not hit so hard and the parents aren't hit so hard. Next slide, please. Okay, here again, when you go into the registration, it does have all this on here as far as when all the payments are due. Now, your best bet to make payments is through e-check. There's no fee for an e-check. All you need is your routing number and the account number. You can pay by credit card, but you're going to incur a non-refundable 2.75% convenience fee. And for the, especially the larger units, that's going to add up. So do whatever is possible to do an e-check. There's the login information is right on top there as far as where you need to go to make the payment, but you can just go in and look up your registration, which is going to be the registration number and the email for the registration contact. Please do not set up another registration. That just causes more confusion. If you don't know what your registration number, please email me and I can set that, I can send that to you. I'll put, when I get a chance, I will put the my email address in chat, but it's linda.wallner@scouting.org. Next slide, please. Scholarships used to be the camperships. The process has been redesigned. It makes it a little bit easier to apply for your scholarship. The scholarships, the initial ones have to be in by April 1st. The max scholarship that you can get would be 50% of the camp fee. There again, I will put that, well, it's right on the screen there, michiganscouting.org/scholarships. So please get those in as soon as possible. After May 1st, it will shut down for a short time. Anybody that has applied, those will be acknowledged at that point. And then if there's any money left, they will reopen it until June 1st. And that will be until any of the money that's set aside for the scholarship runs out. Next slide, please. Parent portal. Now, this is something that it's up to the troop, the unit to set up. And it is the person that registers for the troop, the unit, that can set it up by going into it and setting up the parent portal. They'll be issued certificates for each person, each adult, for each child. If they've got 2 or more in the unit that is going to camp, they would have to get 2 or more certificates. Now it's up to the registering adult to decide what the parents have the ability to do. They can make payments. They can change any data information, and they can do merit badge selections. But like I say, it's up to the unit leaders to decide whether they want to use the parent portal and what the parents are allowed to do with that. One of the things on the entry, please make sure if you've got any dietary restrictions, put in there. Don't just say yes. That doesn't tell us anything. We need specifics, that they need to be gluten-free, they've got allergies to nuts or whatever. If there are no dietary restrictions, please put none in there. That way we know you've at least looked at it and decided, no, there isn't anything. But if there are, please be specific so that we know what it is, so that we can make sure. We have the products on hand, which last year we were really good about having, especially the gluten-free products on hand. It's a good idea to check with us a couple of weeks before you come to camp, just to make sure that we do have your dietary restrictions. And if there's any questions, that we can handle that. So please make sure you call the camp. Talk to either Rick Wallner or the commissary to make sure that they've got the product. There is a webinar, or not a webinar, a YouTube. I haven't been able to find the link, but when I do, I will put it out there for everybody. So that if you are interested in the parent portal, you can go online, look at the YouTube video, and make your decision at that point whether you want to use it or not. There again, it is specific. You can have them just put in payments and nothing else. Okay, next slide, please. I think that's it.
Linda, this is Chris. We're actually going to show a couple of the videos
Oh, good,
for the parent portal. So
good. Go right ahead.
Hello. The purpose of today's tutorial is to show you how to utilize the parent portal system so that parents can make payments or select merit badges for the scouts in your unit. Parent portal is not required to be used by any unit, but may ease in the summer camp registration process. To view information on the parent portal, once you have logged in to your summer camp registration, click on Additional Actions, and then click on Parent Portal. For your frequently asked Parent Portal questions, click on Parent Portal FAQ, and it will take you to a document that will explain the different things that Parent Portal can do for you and your unit. Once in the Parent Portal window, you will want to choose Use Parent Portal by clicking on the checkbox. Once you have clicked that checkbox, you, as the unit leader, can then decide what you would like to receive reports on and what you would like to allow parents to be able to do for their scout. If you simply use Parent Portal and leave everything else unchecked, parents will be able to enter in all of their child's information and they will be able to make payments. If you do not wish parents to be able to make payments as part of Parent Portal, simply click the Prevent Parents from Making Payments or Seeing Event Fees checkbox. This is also where you will decide if parents will select classes for their scouts, or if you, as the unit leader, want to select those classes for your scouts. If you, as the unit leader, want to handle the class selection process, then please leave the Allow Parent Portal class selection box unchecked. However, if you would like parents to be able to select the classes for their scouts, then click Allow Parent Portal Class Selection. You, as the unit leader, can then decide if you would like to have an email sent to you anytime that classes are changed through the Parent Portal system. It is strongly recommended that during merit badge sign-up, you leave this box unchecked, and after the initial sign-up window has passed, you then come in, activate the box, so that you will receive any updates that may take place after the initial sign-up period. The final thing you have available to you is to choose when, if at all, you would like an update showing payment and data entry status. This can be done one or multiple days a week, simply by clicking on the checkboxes below. In order for parents to have access to the Parent Portal system, you will need to provide them with credentials. The first thing you will need to do is click on Parent Portal Credentials, and the system will generate a PDF document that you will be able to print off. Hello. The purpose of today's tutorial is to assist parents with how to use the parent portal system in order to make payments, update information, and select merit badges for their youth. Please note that the use of the parent portal system is at the discretion of the unit leader, and parents may or may not have access to all of these features. If your unit is utilizing the parent portal system, then you, as a parent, will receive a slip similar to what you currently see on your screen. It will have an attendee ID number and a password. You should receive one slip for each scout in your household. Once you receive the slip, visit the link that is listed here, which will take you to this landing page. In the upper right-hand corner of the screen, click on Parent Portal and enter in the attendee ID and password, again provided on the slip of paper. If you have more than one scout in your household, simply enter the attendee ID and password for one scout, and you will be able to link all of the scouts together on a further step in this process. After entering the attendee ID and password, you will be taken to a screen that looks like this. On your screen will be the contact information for the unit leader and the payment schedule. If you have more than one scout in your household at this time, you would click on Link My Other Attendees. Use your next attendee ID and your next attendee password and click Add Attendee. You will now have the information for both of your scouts, or however many scouts you have in your household. From this point forward, you will only need to use one of the attendee ID and passwords to access your parent portal. To put in information for your scouts, click on Update Information. In the prompt that is given to you, type in their name, address, and any other information that may be required from them. The unit will already be selected. Please make sure to list any medical concerns or dietary restrictions. If there are none, type none. If your scout will be participating in the First Year Camper program known as PATH, select if they will be participating in the entire program or only part of the program. If you have more than one scout, they are eligible to receive a sibling discount. Click on Sibling Discount and enter in increments of 25 the number of discounts you are asking for. For example, if you have 2 scouts in your household, the first scout must pay the full camping price. However, your second scout is eligible for a $25 discount. If you have 3 scouts in your household, the first scout must pay full price, but then both of the additional scouts are both eligible for a $25 discount for a total of $50. If you will be applying for a camp scholarship, click on Are you applying for a campership? Type in the amount that you are asking for, which can be up to half of the camp fee, and then click on Application Required to download and fill out the campership application. Please note that families are not eligible to receive both the sibling discounts or the camp scholarships. Your family must choose one or the other. When you have completed entering the information that you know, click on Save, and you will see that your Scouts information has been updated. Do this for all of the Scouts that are on your Parent Portal registration page. When you are ready to make a payment, type in the amount that you would like to pay, and then click on Pay Now. If you missed any information, the system will not allow you to make a payment. Simply go back to the page and look for the Update Information button to be red. Enter in the information that you have, and then hit Save. If the button goes from red to white, then you have successfully updated the information for your Scouts. Again, confirm the amount that you are paying and click on Pay Now. The system will then take you through the payment prompts. If at any time you have any questions regarding the Parent Portal system, please contact your Scout Master or the camp director at your respective camp.
Greg, you're muted.
I was on mute. We seem to be having some technical difficulty, and I do apologize for those of you that are getting hit by it. Chris Hopkins, feel free to jump in and correct me if I'm wrong, but these videos, are they available on michiganscouting.org?
Yes, they are. Yep.
Okay. We will, I'm going to see if maybe David can get a link into the chat. If not, you guys can feel free to peruse. I know that second video kind of froze up on you guys, so I do apologize for that. There was a couple questions in the chat I did want to address. The question about DHS forms. With a couple changes in the licensing department with the state of Michigan, we are doing DHS clearance forms are an annual thing now. So your adults 21 and over will need to redo that form every year. It is not a one and done process like it has been in the past. I'm going to jump in and talk a little bit about our facilities and some of the things about our camp. As many of you know, we are located in beautiful North Country, Michigan, about 10 miles south of West Branch in Ogemaw County. We've got an absolutely beautiful camp, wonderful facility. We are sitting on about 1,500 acres with the Rifle River running right through our camp. Some of our highlighted facilities certainly would be the Dumas Pavilion, which serves not only as our main gathering area in camp, but also as a program area with the Main Street USA and River Store being a part of that building. With us being a patrol cooking operation, we don't have a dining hall like some of your other camps, so the Dumas Pavilion becomes our central gathering place. We do have a state-of-the-art trade skills facility for our Rangers Corner merit badges. Those are all your VOTEC and your trade skills badges. We are able to accommodate welding, plumbing, electrical, pretty much all of the trades-based merit badges, in addition to a automotive hoist to do automotive maintenance merit badge. We have a 35-foot climbing tower with a zip line and a full bouldering wall available not only for merit badge use, but also various open opportunities and troop opportunities throughout the course of the week. On the next slide, you'll see a little bit about our shooting sports programs. Next slide, Chris. We do have 4, about to be 5 shooting ranges on our property. We've, of course, got a 22 range, an archery range, and a shotgun range. But for maybe more towards the venturing side of the house, we do have a high-powered rifle range and a brand new trap range that we are hoping to have ready to go by summer to help facilitate some of the venturing shooting sports programs. As mentioned before, we're fortunate to have the Rifle River running right through our camp, and we like to make great use of it. We have canoe, kayak, and tubing trips available for everybody in camp, day trips, as well as many overnight opportunities with the High Adventure program. And last but not least, our aquatics area in Bosco Lake is small but mighty. We've got some very, very dedicated staff and volunteers that have made that one of the most beautiful waterfronts in the Michigan Crossroads Council, with 3 fully restored hand-built war canoes, as well as a sailing program and pretty much every boating program you could think of. Next slide, please. Moving into some of our program highlights, we kind of like to never have an opportunity to be bored up at Cole Canoe Base. We have a full-scale high adventure program, which is NCAP accredited through the Boy Scouts. We run ATV safety training programs for Scouts 14 and up, and we are working diligently to expand our ATV programs to get some more experienced rider treks and even some more overnight and offsite opportunities coming up in the near future. And we look forward to being able to announce some details on those pretty soon. As mentioned, our war canoes are a highlight of our waterfront. We have 3 fully restored wooden war canoes. They fit 12 scouts, and we race them back and forth across the lake. A very cool, very unique experience. These boats, I had a hand in the restoration. These boats are actually built in the 1950s, but you wouldn't know it by paddling them. They're really beautiful boats. And as mentioned, the High Adventure program with our availability on the Rifle River, we have over 130 canoes, and I think we're approaching close to 50 kayaks available for use on the river. We have day trips ranging from about an hour and a half up to a full day on the river, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4 4-night options ranging all the way up to 100 miles up in the UP. If you would like some more information on our High Adventure program or any of our programs, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you about them. Next slide, Chris. We do have some cool and unique programs at camp. Because we are a patrol cooking camp, we don't have the dining hall experience where troops kind of all get together. And instead, we have created just a whole host of camp-wide programs and special unique events every night at camp. Whether it's our ice cream social on Thursday or the Beast Feast on Monday. The Beast Feast has become a nationally recognized event. It really is kind of like a cooking contest gone wild. If you haven't seen it or you'd like to learn more, definitely check out some stuff on our Facebook page or Scouts Life magazine. We actually had them come out a few years ago and do a whole video and a nice article on it. Really cool program. Our EcoCon, our ecology center, is perhaps one of the nicest and best run facilities of its kind in the region. lots of dedicated staff and volunteers have built that over the years. Definitely one of the things I would check out, even if you're only in camp for a couple hours. Last but not least, our Friday night campfire honestly kind of puts the rest of them to shame. It is one of the coolest campfire programs in the Boy Scouts that I've ever seen. And it's something you really, really just need to see to believe. I think the picture in the upper left there does a good job of kind of putting things in perspective. I'm not sure if David was able to join us, if he's going to do these next slides. If not, I'm going to jump in. All right, it sounds like I'm going to be doing these. I want to talk a little bit about your planning and your process of getting ready for camp. We are in January right now, and as Linda mentioned, this is when things start getting kind of hot and heavy. This is when we start looking for you guys to firm up your numbers and get a commitment. So if you're not doing so already, you should be talking to your scouts and getting that $50 deposit and reassuring your numbers. The note on the screen says your numbers are locked in after February 1st. That is technically true. However, we do not want to be in the business of turning kids away from camp. Fortunately, with our patrol cooking setup, we are able to have a little bit of flexibility. So if you have to add more scouts down the road, especially crossovers, we understand that and we want to work with you. So feel free to reach out. We're going to do everything we can to make sure everybody gets to go to camp that wants to. But please, please, please try to get those numbers locked in by the 1st. It makes our lives considerably easier. It's also a great time to start thinking about any springtime fundraisers or programs you're going to do to help start funding camp. In the next slide, we're going to kind of look into the near future. We will be doing monthly webinars, as you all know. One thing that I would highly recommend is it's great that you guys are all with us tonight, and we're happy to have you, but this is a great opportunity to get the rest of your troop and the rest of your unit leadership, maybe some of your youth leadership involved. Get them into these webinars, let them know what's going on, and it'll help you guys certainly because they'll know where we're at in the planning process, but it'll also help them and it'll kind of get everybody ready and excited for camp. We have no limit or virtually no limit on how many people can attend these webinars, so the more the merrier. February is a great time to start pushing the papers around and getting scouts excited for camp. This is a good time. We want you guys to be putting out merit badge schedules, talking about the prereqs. You should have your leaders guides by then and get those distributed out to the troop. And of course, this will be your next payment, another $50 payment due by the end of February, and that'll bring your total to $100. Start talking with your adults about health forms and release forms, GHS forms. We start getting the paperwork together earlier. It'll make it a lot easier when we get closer to camp. Moving on, as we get closer, we're going to get those merit badge schedules and everything collected. Merit badge registration is going to open up on March 21st. So make sure you've got your business in order, make sure you've got your schedules from your youth, and make sure your payments are up to date. If your payment's not up to date by March 21st, the system is not going to allow you to sign up for merit badges. So get those schedules in and get those payments in so that you guys can get everything together and nobody misses out. As we get closer to summer camp, maybe in April, that's when we want to hold kind of a last parents meeting to kind of get all the details and final plans put together. As we get closer to camp, finish up that paperwork, get the rest of those payments in. We try our best with this payment schedule to make it nice and easy to follow. A little bit, a little bit more buy-in as we get closer to camp. And as it has been in the past, remember your final payment is going to be due on May 1st. We do allow a little bit of flexibility in that for new scouts and crossovers, but for most of your scouts, plan on that final payment being due on May 1st. In the couple weeks before camp, this is when you should basically be all ready to go. Get your SPL and your troop leadership together, get your rosters together, get all your paperwork, figure out your transportation, You should have your equipment together. If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. We've got a host of equipment. If you're going to be making any quartermaster requests, we would like to get those from you 1 week ahead of time so that we can make sure we're ready for you. As in the past, we've got a little bit of everything to make your stay better. If you need tents or cots, cooking equipment, we do still have firewood for sale. We're happy to help you guys out with whatever you need. You just have to ask, and the more notice you can give us, the better. If your scouts are working on merit badges that have prerequisites, which would be most of your scouts should have at least a couple of those, I imagine. You want to kind of check with the prerequisites, make sure they've got those ready to go. They're going to have a very difficult time finishing those merit badges at camp if they don't do the prereqs. That's kind of the whole point of prereqs. We don't want to see anybody go home with a partial, so make everybody's life a little easier and a little happier. Work with your scouts to make sure they've got those prereqs ready to go when they get to camp. Lastly, right before you get to camp, you should be pretty much all ready to go. Your scouts should have their health forms. You should have all your DHS paperwork in. I do recommend that you don't wait on those DHS forms. We learned last year there was a little bit of a backlog in the state. Without getting too technical, the Boy Scouts are probably responsible for more DHS clearance forms in the state of Michigan than any other camping organization because of the way we operate. Last year, there was a little bit of a backlog, so I highly recommend don't wait on that. Yes, Bart, the DHS forms are annual now. That is something that we're doing at the request of the state of Michigan, and feel free to reach out if you need help with that or you have questions. As you get ready to go, make sure your trailer's packed, your scouts are ready. You should have everything you need in prereqs, and most importantly, make sure your scouts are ready to have a fun week at camp. We do have a number of webinars coming up. This is the first in a series of 5, and these webinars are going to be on the 3rd Thursday of every month. So we've got our schedule there up on the screen. Make sure you register in advance so you'll get the nice little reminder emails. All of our webinars are going to be at 7 o'clock on the 3rd Thursday of the month. And like I said, don't hesitate to invite your youth leadership, invite your parents, especially that May webinar. That's kind of going to be our big wrap up and our last good overlook of everything that's going on at camp. Great time to send your parents to that, and they'll get a lot of their questions answered, and it'll make your life a little bit easier. All right, I believe, sorry, I forgot about the next slide. We are always looking for staff. Feel free to reach out to me or my team directly or apply at michiganscouting.org/campstaffapp. We are always looking for good applicants. We start hiring around 14 all the way up to about 99. We've got paid and volunteer positions available all over the camp. But we're starting to fill up fast. We're looking forward to having a really good team this year. At this point, I believe is when we're going to open up for questions and answers. I know we've got some questions going in the chat, and I'm going to work my best to keep up with them. If you got a question and it seems like it's not getting answered, feel free to throw it back in the chat so it's at the top of the list. Troops requesting golf carts and quartermaster things. Go ahead and reach out to Linda directly on that. We're happy to help you guys out, but we are not going to be able to keep track of it in the chat, unfortunately. Leaders guides are in their very final phase of being completed, I believe. They should be published on michiganscouting.org very soon if they're not already.
Greg, this is Chris. They are posted on
Awesome.
michiganscouting.org/outdoor adventures.
Brian, we do have electricity available in some of our campsites. Thanks for that, Chris. It'll depend on your campsite. You can reach out to myself or Linda to figure out what campsite you're in, or we do have that denoted on our map, which sites have what features. The merit badge schedule is available in the leader's guide, or you can reach out to myself or David Couts, and we'd be happy to send you a PDF version of it. Yes, Bill, we are doing Saturday check-in again. Saturday check-in will be available after 2 p.m. There is no additional cost for that, but there is also not a whole lot available because it is most of our staff's day off. But if you guys would like to come up early, help get your campsite set up, maybe do an early swim check, that'll be available after 2 p.m. We'd appreciate it if you gave us a heads up that you're coming so we know who to expect, and we'll be ready for you. New scouts and crossovers will not have to pay a late fee if they're signing up after May 1st. We do ask that you get them in there as quickly as possible, but we understand that that would be a little difficult to get them all finalized at that time. So we will not charge you a late fee on that. Jeremy, we are expecting to be able to do Friday night open to parents and things like that again this year. We are still kind of living in a fluid situation with COVID and what the state is or isn't going to let us do. But right now it looks like we're going to be able to do like a family night again on Friday. Adults are going to need DHS to come into camp though. Joel, we're waiting on the state for that, but I would anticipate single scout per tent again for this year. Leader asking about if parents can work remotely. We do have Wi-Fi available on the property, and we do have the XO mess available as a leader's lounge. I will warn you though, we only have so much internet coming into the place, and it does tend to get bogged down, especially on the busier weeks. So I would ask you to plan accordingly and maybe try to limit your network needs. But we do have that available for you if you need it, and that is at no additional cost. DHS is required for age 21 and older. We are not anticipating having to do the patrol pod schedule again this year. Certainly good news. I know there was a lot of frustration with that last year. Like I mentioned, it is still kind of a fluid situation with the state, but all of the indicators and the meetings that we're having so far, it sounds like we're going to be able to go back to our regularly scheduled program with no pods. One thing that is for certain is we are going to be continuing and stepping up further our cleaning and sanitation policies around camp, which I don't think anybody's going to be able to take issue with that. But fortunately, it looks like our program functions are going to be able to go back pretty close to normal. Lex, on the 4-day Asabo trip, typically those trips depart on Monday. But there is an opportunity for them to leave on Tuesday. You can reach out to myself or Jason on that. But there is a little bit of opportunity for like a troop shoot or a troop climb. Generally, that would be on Friday morning would be your best bet for that, or maybe Thursday evening, depending on what you're looking to do. Yeah, steak dinner is still going to be a thing. Jennifer, can you clarify your question? A new troop or a new scout, or a new scout in a new troop? I'm gonna put my email in on the Asabo. You can contact myself or Jason Wilburn. Jason, I believe you're on the chat. I think you can select to send to all attendees if you want to stick your email in there. Jason Wilburn's coming back as our kind of our lead in the high adventure and river programs this year. I'm hoping he's still in the chat to throw his email in there. Questions about patrol cooking. Yes, so in a patrol cooking camp, the troops cook their own food. We do provide you guys with the food and a menu, but you guys actually cook it yourself, and your scouts get that experience of cooking in the outdoors and in a camping setting. We are able to kind of help you guys prepare and answer any questions. We do have some equipment available if you guys need supplemental equipment, but yeah, in a patrol cooking camp, the scouts cook their own food. Question about registering for a second week of camp as a provisional scout. We just actually talked about this in a meeting today. There is a new provisional registration system being rolled out as we speak, and it's going to make life way easier. They'll actually be able to go into the same registration system as if you were signing up for your troop, and they'll be able to click on provisional and pick their week to sign up for. Feel free to reach out if you need help navigating that process, and I will get you in touch with the best person to talk to. We have some sort of water activity available to all scouts, Becky. There are certain limitations with the Guide to Safe Scouting, depending on, as an example, non-swimmers can't paddle a canoe, but they can be in a canoe with adults. There is something available for everybody, though. Matt Jones, we would like, if you have linked units, that's a boy troop and a girl troop, we would like you guys to register separately. That has to do with a whole bunch of technical stuff I won't bore you with, but we'd like you to register separately. But if you would like to, we're more than happy to camp you guys together. We generally assume that linked units want to be camped together. So if you don't want that for whatever reason, let us know. If that is going to put you in a tight spot with leadership or something, not having, let us know if you need help, and we'll make it work for you guys. Non-scout siblings. Angela, that kind of varies by situation, but generally we try to be able to let, accommodate everybody and get everybody into camp. So reach out to me and we'll figure out the best solution for your situation. Price is honestly going to vary by age and, what they're actually doing. Mike is asking if meals are going to be dropped off at sites again. We are working out the details on that with our program committee right now, but what we are anticipating is kind of a hybrid model where if units would like to have the food delivered, we're going to find a way to make some degree of availability to that. But if they would prefer to come pick it up from the commissary themselves, they'll certainly have that option. We found last year that delivery, some troops liked it, other troops not so much. There was another question that I was, we had a question regarding the sibling discount. We are doing the sibling discount as we have in the past. It is $25 for every additional sibling. And that what that basically means is if you're sending 3 kids to camp, your first son or daughter pays full price, and then the second 2 get a $25 discount each. That is automatic this year. You don't have to request it. We've kind of moved some things around to make the system a little bit easier for everybody. Sometimes there's weird oddities where it might not work right or whatever. And if that's the case, reach out and we'll work with you to fix it. But you should be should be automatically enrolled in the sibling discount. And I believe the system, they have some way of working that out. All right. Yes, the sibling discount applies across the entire council. So if you have 4 kids and 2 of them are going to Rotary and one's going to Gerber and one's going to Cole, you'll still get the discount on the 3. The first scout always pays full price. Yep, Becky, we do have opportunities for troop shoots and unit shoots and climbing and river trips, and pretty much every program area has some sort of a unit sign up or an open activity. So just because a scout's not signed up for that merit badge doesn't mean they won't have an opportunity to try out that program area. There's some limited exceptions with things like ATVs and speedboats and stuff like that. Prereqs are listed right now. We don't have prereq slips like some other camps do. We just ask that the scout brings some verification of having done that. A note from a scoutmaster or a parent is generally acceptable, but we don't have, I know the little slip you speak of, we do not have that. We will be doing honor troop again this year, Jeremy. I believe Sylvia and Rick are working out the requirements, but they'll be pretty comparable to as they have in the past. And that's a great program that really a lot of our Cole diehard units really appreciate that program. Joel, the merit badge list, feel free to reach out to myself or David Couts, and we'll get our emails in there and we can send it to you directly. Michael, we do have an adult able to teach citizenship. So long story short, the question is regarding citizenship in society. If you're not familiar, that is the new merit badge being rolled out by National, and it is going to be Eagle required come July, I believe. National has made it incredibly clear that they do not want that to be taught in camps and in a camp setting. That is intended to be more of a, not quite one-on-one, but a small group setting. So if you're having a difficult time finding a counselor for it, I'm sure we can help get you in touch with somebody. But at this time, we're not going to be able to offer that in camp. Question about the merit badge schedule. Unless otherwise noted, most of our merit badges are intended to be completed in 4 days. That's Monday through Thursday. So yes, if a merit badge is listed at 9 a.m., that's 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday. There are some of the more intense merit badges, like some of the aquatics merit badges, where they actually do need that 5th day. But Friday morning at Cole is intended to be a merit badge makeup day, and we offer that especially for troops. If you go out on the river and your scouts miss a few merit badges, or maybe you're at a troop climb or something like that, that's why we leave Friday morning open, because it allows them a chance to catch up with those merit badge counselors, make up whatever they miss so they don't get a partial. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe there's a hard deadline for crossover scouts. We would like to have all that squared away early in June, but we will kind of verify everything when you get to camp, and if we need to exchange some money, we'll take care of that at camp. So we're getting a lot of questions about the merit badge schedule. The easiest way to get to it is to probably go to the registration page on Blackpug. That's the same page that you would sign up for camp at or go to make payments at. And there's some documents listed on, I believe it's the lower right part of your screen. It looks a little different from my end, and it should be in there. Worst case scenario, if you can't find it, feel free to reach out to myself or David Couts or Linda, and we can send you a PDF. I'm going to put some email addresses in the chat right now that I think everyone will find helpful. Campsite questions and requests. Your best contact for that is going to be Linda Wallner. We are still hashing out a lot of that right now, and we'll probably have more finalized information like when the snow's melted. We have, for those of you that don't know, we do have kind of the final say on that, but we do try everything we can to get troops into the sites that they request. So, age limitations on shooting sports. We don't necessarily have age restrictions on shooting sports. We do not recommend shotgun for first-year scouts. Most of that has to do with the actual physical size. We shoot 12 gauges primarily at Cole, and there's quite a bit of kickback on those. Some of the younger scouts have a difficult time. We are working on some 20 gauges though, and but there's no hard age restrictions on that. The exception is shooting sports that are restricted to venturing youth, and the examples of that would be like high-powered shooting range, which you have to be in venturing to participate in those events. I'm not seeing too many more questions that I haven't gotten to, and we are sitting right about our 1 hour mark. So if there's anything else, feel free to shoot it into the chat real quick and I'll answer it. If not, I appreciate you guys giving up a little bit of your evening to join us tonight. And if anything comes up, don't hesitate to ask. Our next webinar, as I mentioned before, is going to be on February 16th. That is the third Thursday of next month at 7 p.m. If you haven't registered, go ahead to michiganscouting.org/outdoor adventures and register today. And we will look forward to seeing all of you then. As always, feel free to reach out if you have any more questions, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys at camp this summer. Costs on firewood are going to be kind of announced soon, finalized soon, but they'll be pretty much the same as last year. We're just finalizing the quartermaster form right now. Swim tests, pre-camp swim checks will be available again. Working with the aquatics committee to hash out the details on that. Feel free to reach out to, I guess, me currently on that one. Spring cleanup and mix fix are going to be again this year. Jim, mix fix is scheduled for May 21st. Saturday, May 21st. I don't remember when the spring cleanup Love My Camp Day is off the top of my head. We do ask you to not bring your own firewood, Bart. Thank you for asking. That's a good question. That is part of our conservation plan having to do with the mitigation of oak wilt, EAB, and a couple other tree diseases and pests that we're trying to keep out of not only our camp, but Ogemaw County in general. We're having hit or miss results, unfortunately, on most of that, but yes, we do ask that you leave your firewood at home. All right, guys, thanks again for joining us. I am going to hang out for a couple minutes, but as always, feel free to shoot me an email or give me a phone call if you have any questions, and have a great night.